Okay, so you join me here this evening on Classique TV with a true legend of the UK dance community, Miss Lisa Loud. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
That's
Yes.
a bit of an introduction, blimey.
Well, aim to please.
You're doing well.
How's it going?
Good. Not been on the motorway for a while, so it was like, okay, I don't really want to do too much of this driving late at night, but yeah, nice, have a hotel, looking forward to tonight, hearing all good reports about the club, so...
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So where have you been playing recently?
I've not really been playing in so many places as such. I had a baby just 2 years ago, and probably, as you know, before that I was internationally touring all the time, so everywhere from Asia, Australia, I mean literally every continent, Russia. It was pretty crazy. I mean, I was non-stop touring for about 7 years.
Yeah.
So when I had my baby, I decided to give myself up for that little boy and enjoy him and so on. And for the last sort of 6 months, I've just been doing little bits and pieces. One of the things that I'm really excited about is that I've started a night and a concept with some really spunky, funky, amazing female DJs that are like younger, that are producing, and we've started a night called Housewife, and we did the launch in London 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that was absolutely amazing in Shoreditch, and so I'm going to put quite a lot of my effort into that because I want to build it as a brand and, you know, bring in my other qualities as a music businessy sort of person.
And as a mentor as well, bringing new talent into the scene.
Hope so. I mean, those girls are so on it, it's ridiculous, you know, like they're out all the time and going, have you heard, have you done, have you been, have you, you know, and one of them was in Kuwait just recently and she did an interview and it was all about, you know, I'm the first female DJ in Kuwait, Lisa, I'm like you now, and I was like, she's like, and it's 20 years later, I was like, I'm only 29, you know, or like, you know, but they're adorable and they're fantastically talented, great girls, so it's quite it's a good brand, and one of the girls is a documentary filmmaker, so she's made a movie, which is like a documentary type about girls and how different it is, and you know, or how not different it is. It's all about what comes through the speakers, but we have different challenges and so on and stuff. Yeah, so it's really good. Great.
So you're one of the few really still female DJs on the scene. We've had several at the club, but it's still the minority really. I mean, we've had Lisa Lashes, Anne Savage, Lisa Pinup. What was it like to be one of the kind of pioneering women in the dance scene?
I think, like, from my side, I was always, I literally just lived and breathed music anyway. From a very young girl, Top of the Pops was like the first highlight. I needed to stay up late enough to watch that, and it obviously carved a hell of a lot, you know, in my brain about, you know, music was the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
I kind of, essentially, really, I went to Ibiza, I was blown away by it, hung out with Paul Oakenfold, Carl Cox, Nicky Holloway, Pete Tong, you know, everybody. And Oki sort of said, you know, you're the girl that knows everybody in London, let's bring the scene back to London.
Sure.
And we went and we did a night and we thought no one would turn up, and there was like queues up the street, and then I was sort of, you know, mesmerised by how music that he was playing ended up in the charts. So it was a lot more for me because it was way back then. There wasn't as many different genres, you know, kind of DJs were either like Balearic or acid house or house or, you know, the fusion of the way that people played was pretty much, it was like if you was a good DJ, you played good music. And that could be anything, you know, it could be a chart record.
And I really think that's what makes a good DJ. I think you've got to be versatile and kind of, rather than pigeonhole yourself to one thing. A lot of the good DJs start as warm-up DJs and kind of hone their skills that way. What is your kind of preferred set? Do you like the kind of peak time full on, or do you like it more chilled? Or
I mean, I think these days, you know, it's like you do change when you've had babies, like big time, and I've always felt that there's been an element of soul in my music.
Sure.
I was kind of brought up on Motown and disco and stuff like that, and I used to go to disco pubs. So I was kind of in my head always following some big chunky bass lines with great rhythms, but there was always a bit of soul, whether that be in the melody or there was an actual vocal or a song or whatever. And I think that sort of literally just runs through my whole career. And at the moment, preferably I like the more chunky kind of deep house.
Okay.
So like Jamie Jones, Hot Natured, there's a girl called Kerry who's doing really, really well, like amazing, really dirty, fabulous stuff, but loads of vocals, loads of really nice kind of soulful licks over the top of really big bass lines and beats. And so for me at the moment that's really great, but then there's been a resurgence of all of the old acid house and house scene, and so now and again, you know, I'll throw something in like a Sandy Notice Me, which is big bass lines and, you know, like echoing vocals, and try and keep it within that, and you sort of start hearing all of the current producers have kind of got elements of that naturally in their music.
And a lot of the old producers are kind of having a real comeback as well. MK and
oh my
like
God,
that.
I mean, you know, I just love him. I mean, you know,
really
Burning was an amazing record, played it and played it and played it, and now he's absolutely smashing
Massive. Again, it amazes me that the kids kind of think he's some new creation, and
but they're new kids, they're 20 years younger,
you know, push the feeling on, and
they've like literally just come out of school, college or whatever, haven't they?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So for them.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to this evening. Thanks a lot for being here. What have you got in store for us tonight?
Well, a bit of what I said before. I'm going to play, I mean, obviously, someone like myself, when I'm going to territories or, now I'm picking up my DJing work again, I'll be ending up out of town and doing gigs that I've not necessarily done before. I was so, recognised. I was always at Back to Bases, I was always at Venus in Nottingham, I was always there, I was always there, the Arches in Glasgow. So now I'll be, like searching new grounds, and so I'll have my eye on the crowds. I'll think about them, I always have done. Whether I manipulate them with the way that I use my skills or whether I actually give them things that they want, I don't know yet.
Cool.
Hopefully it'll be a surprise. Life's like a box of chocolates. And there'll be a lot of current stuff. I've got an absolute bank full of all the classics if they need some things that they know. But I would like to think that they're going to feel a little bit of my whole DJ career in this next couple of hours.
Fab. Well,
something like that.
We're really looking forward to it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Lisa Loud.